Brielle, and I am back with another Dallas neighborhood tour. And this time we are checking out one of the oldest and most popular neighborhoods in Dallas, Lower Greenville. Is known for being a very bustling, walkable neighborhood with restaurants, local shops, retail, coffee shops, bars, outdoor patios, all the good stuff. That is Lower Greenville. But it's also known for its St. Patrick's Day parade, and they have over 100,000 attendees every single year. But more on that to come. I want to hop into a map so you can really see where Lower Greenville is. There's a lot of really popular neighborhoods around Lower Greenville, like Vickery Place, the M Streets, but I want to show you exactly where Lower Greenville is because a lot of people mix these up and they say that they're living in Lower Greenville, but they're not actually living in Lower Greenville. So I want to tell you the local inside scoop so you know exactly where Lower Greenville is. So let's go take a look. So on the map, the cross streets of Ross Avenue and Belmont form the epicenter of lowest Greenville, where a hub of restaurants and shops line Greenville Avenue. If you continue north to Mockingbird, you'll run through Upper Greenville. That's a little less busy and more residential. Lower Greenville is considered Mockingbird to Ross Avenue and Greenville Avenue to Skillman. So before we get too deep in the ins and outs of Lower Greenville, I want to give a little nod to the history of Lower Greenville. I love a little bit of history. I like knowing the context, and this is really interesting. So if you're familiar with Dallas, 75 is a major road that takes you from Dallas into the northern suburbs. But before 75 was Greenville Avenue. Greenville Avenue was the 75, and this was the main commute that they used to get into neighborhoods, to go to downtown. So some of the oldest history of Greenville Avenue was very similar to how it is today. So it was lined with shops. It was lined with the Arcadia Theater, which is a really, really old, iconic theater. And in its place today is Trader Joe's. Okay, so I saw this newspaper clipping in D Magazine, and it was an old newspaper showing the Greenville Strip, and it says, Flashback Friday, the Greenville Strip, the street that never sleeps. And this was a news cutout from May 1985 in D Magazine. It's an 8-page spread of how to drink, eat, and party on Lower Greenville. D Magazine, we may need a new little rendition of this. But speaking of restaurants, I want to show you some of my favorites in Lower Greenville. So Lower Greenville quite literally has it all. You've got just about every kind of restaurant you could imagine. Now, one of my favorite rooftop patios is HG Supply. It's very chill. They've got really great drinks and food. For brunch, I always recommend Sundown at Granada. They also have gluten-free options if you are gluten-free. I think I got their scrambled eggs, this little gluten-free muffin or croissant or something, bacon, and their potatoes. Oh my gosh, they are so good. For coffee, I absolutely love Halicon. It's one of my favorites. Now, Desert Racer is another one of my favorites. This is actually one that I went to again this past weekend just to get some footage for you guys, but also to eat some amazing tacos. And let me tell you, their pulled chicken taco, oh, so good. It's maybe one of the best chicken tacos I've had in a minute. And then finally, for dessert, you gotta go to Bottolino. Bottolino! I don't know how you say it. But Bottolino has some of the best frozen, it's not frozen yogurt. What is it? It's not frozen yogurt. Gelato. Oh my gosh, that took a minute. Now, as far as things to do, St. Patty's Day, like I mentioned, is a huge event. They have an annual 5K in the morning and a family-friendly parade at 11 a.m. But don't stop there. The real party is between Vanderbilt and Vickery for a giant 21 and up block party. So they've got beer tents and live music. If not gone, you need to go. And I am speaking to me because I have not gone yet. I know. Maybe we all should go. Let's all get a group together and go next year. Another thing to see is the Granada Theater. First opened January 16th, 1946, and they do host special events here. They've got concerts. If you have a corporate company, they also host corporate sponsored events. Now, the next thing I'm gonna talk to you about is one that I actually visited. Not like the St. Patrick's Day, I have actually gone to this one. 4-day weekend comedy. So they actually have 2 locations. They have one in Fort Worth and then one in Dallas. Pierce and I checked out the one in Dallas this past weekend. I loved the venue. You want to get there early because we did not get there as early. We got there like right on time. Had to sit up in the upper floor, which also was kind of nice. If you're on the lower level, they will pick on you. If you're in a red sofa seat, be prepared. They do an hour and 45-minute improv comedy show, but it's like a Prohibition-esque theater off Greenville Avenue. So let's talk about some schools. I talked about this in the last video. Dallas ISD, it's not awesome. It's got okay schools. Private schools in Dallas tend to be pretty good, but two exceptions to public schools in Dallas: Mockingbird Elementary and Lakewood Elementary. These two schools are very highly rated. They're both elementary schools, so I don't really know what to say as far as the middle and high schools. Cross your fingers and do your best, or move to the suburbs if you're wanting some good public schools. But if you're in Lower Greenville, Mockingbird Elementary is going to be the one that you potentially could be zoned for. If you're living in Upper Greenville, you've got a pretty solid chance of being zoned to Mockingbird Elementary. If you've got kids in elementary school, I would say Mockingbird Elementary is going to be a great option for you. So just make sure whenever you're looking at houses that the houses are zoned for Mockingbird Elementary. So now let's look at some houses. I know I said in the beginning of this video that Lower Greenville is really known for the restaurant scene, Greenville Avenue, and St. Patty's Day. Well, I may have left out one detail. Lower Greenville is known for its houses. You've got bungalows with cottages, mixed with new construction, mixed with single family, townhomes, multifamily. You've got a mix of just about everything, which is why I don't want to show you the average price point. I really want to show you the range because if you're anything like me, I don't like averages. I like the high, I like the low, I want to see everything in between. I know a lot of people talk about averages in neighborhoods. I just don't like to talk about averages because I just don't feel like I get the full picture. So like I was saying, you've got some new construction here, you've got older homes, you have townhomes, you've got a lot of mix of properties here. But I want to show you the lowest price that I've found in Lower Greenville right now is $249, and this is part of a multi-family complex, but this is a condo, so it's selling for $249. This is 1 bed, 1 bath, 575 square feet, and listed at $249. It's pretty cute. She's got a lot of good natural lighting, which is very nice. Got some skylights up there. Kitchen is very, very small. Now, I've actually shown in this building before, and it's quite nice. You can walk to a lot of the things on Lower Greenville. I'm going to scroll through these pictures. This is a 2 bed, 2 bath, 2.5 bath, and it's really nice. Lots of grays and whites. You've got some pretty good natural lighting in here. So this is listed for $1.113. Because I am super transparent with you guys and I tell you everything, I gotta tell you about the negatives about Lower Greenville. Now, if you're looking for a very quiet neighborhood, Lower Greenville is not that quiet. And I'll tell you, because Lower Greenville is in this location with all these things to do on Greenville Avenue, and then you have 75 to the west, you do have a lot of people cutting through streets to get to Greenville Avenue. You also have a lot of people that park on the street. I've had clients and that is a big deal breaker for them. They're like, I don't want anybody parking on the streets. It's a pet peeve. I can't stand it. A lot of people park on the streets there because a lot of these homes are older and not all of them have a 2-car garage. And that's simply the truth of it. It does feel very community oriented, I will say that. A lot of the neighbors know other neighbors. It's a really tight community. You have a lot of people walking on the streets, walking their dogs, playing with their kids. But if you're somebody who doesn't like people driving down your street, you don't like a lot of cars on the street, maybe not the best option. Well, we have covered a lot of ground today, so I hope this was helpful and gave you a good peek inside of Lower Greenville. And as always, I'm a realtor in Dallas, so if you ever have any questions about Lower Greenville or some of the suburbs around Dallas, feel free to reach out to me. My contact information is below, and I will see you on the next video.